Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this new meditation, Wednesday meditation for the whole of Africa. We have recently had two meditation, well, we could say two pujas. One is a Mahashivratri to celebrate Lord Shiva, and the other one is Easter, which celebrates Christ. So we're going to try and meditate on the relationship between the heart and the agya. We can give ourselves let's give about ourselves a bandhan by which we try to raise our kundalini so that we are firmly fixed in Sahasrara altogether. So, what we actually learn from the incarnation of Jesus Christ is, of course, the first quality is forgiveness, which actually relaxes the agya, relaxes the brain, and relaxes the heart. And the other quality, of course, is he actually resurrected. He went through crucifixion so that for the resurrection of the whole world. And he wanted to work for the whole world, not for himself. He never thought of himself. He thought of the whole universe. So these two qualities is what we all need to imbibe, all of us. And these two qualities, they strengthen the heart. That's the relationship that with all the meditations we have had so far in our lives, we discovered that these two qualities actually are going to make our hearts more dynamic. And it so happens that when Shmelaji talks about the left heart, about Shiva and the quality of Lord Shiva, she explains how if you love the whole universe, if you care about the resurrection, the self-realization of the whole universe, then the whole universe itself looks after you. You know, all the heavens look after you and give you all that, the qualities of compassion and love and the protection. And you could say that Christ actually has that quality, that he loved the whole universe and he cared for the whole universe. And he sacrificed himself for the whole universe, just to take away all our pains, all our suffering. And he took it all upon himself so that we can enjoy today this bliss of the state of self-realization. So we can just put the right hand, on the left heart to begin with. And here we can just meditate on how we can enlighten, how we can love and have compassion for the whole universe, and how we can actually remove the turmoil that is going on today in the whole world. And the left hand, of course, towards humanity. Humanity, so my desire, we can say my desire or our desire, is for our compassion and our love to actually reach every part of this universe and to enlighten every part of this universe. So the relationship with our Agya is based on the fact that in order to love and have compassion for this, for the whole universe, in fact, we need to be completely imbibed with the power of forgiveness. We can put our right hand on the Agya, pressing it on both sides. And here we're going to just feel how much we forgive everyone, and especially all the things we see on newspapers or the news, the bad news, the turmoil, the authors of this turmoil, whatever they are, Israel, Russia, maybe also things around China, South America. All these things that actually trouble us within, we should try to pray to Shumaraji that we don't react to them and that we remain absolutely forgiving, to lay the ground for the divine to destroy all these demonic forces. We need, and that's the relationship, because before you can love and care for the whole world, you have to be forgiven. We have to be forgiven. We need that forgiveness. We need to empty the brain of all reactions. Now we can put our right hand on the Sahasrara, just massage the Sahasrara clockwise, very slowly. And we can just do this. We don't need to count how many times we do it. Just see, try to feel the Sahasrara, the state of our Sahasrara. Shmelaji, give us the power to give self-realization, to open the Sahasrara of the whole universe. So the more ambitious we are in giving enlightenment to everyone, the more the Sahasrara will respond. Shmelaji, let me become one with the Virat, by which I can actually give, open the Sahasrara of the whole universe, of every single person on this earth. So we can keep our attention on the Sahasrara, but on the collective Sahasrara, not just ours. Because this center is, by definition, a collective center and works best when it is put to the collective and to the work of the collective and to the well-being of the collective. You can just stay for a few minutes with our attention firmly rooted in the Sahasrara. At the same time, this attention has to be very relaxed so that we don't put any barriers to the work of Shrimadaji in trying to actually help us open our Sahasrara. No anxiety, no tension, but an absolutely relaxed attention and complete effortlessness. So we have to, once again, just remember or try to remember not to put your attention on your own individual sahasrara, but on the sahasrara of everyone in this universe. We have to be like a reflection of Lord Shiva, who has an attention on every single one and has love and compassion for everyone. We too must try to imbibe that quality by which we'll actually have that attention focused on absolutely everyone and desirous to open the sahasrara of everyone. So we can pray to Shumaraji. Shumaraji, by your grace, let the whole world feel the bliss of Sahasrara, feel the opening, the coolness, the soothing powers of Sahasrara. Kasturi, we can have the Shimadaji's talk. We can carry on meditating while listening to Shimadaji talking on Christ and the powers of Jesus Christ and how he works it out.
But now let us see, after Sahaja Yoga, what should be our attitude, which is sane. The first is that now I am a Sahaja Yogi. And now I am connected to Christ. So, what is my responsibility? Christ felt responsible for the whole world. He is described in the Devi Purana as the support of the whole universe. As soon as you are connected with Christ, the whole attitude has to change. So, to be connected with Christ means, what are the qualities of Christ you have imbibed within yourself? That's the minimum of minimum. What did you get out of his life? Is it that he has cured people, all right, so you should get cured? He gave eyes to people, so you must get your eyes back. Do you mind removing this? Or is it that his life, which you have enshrined, should also make you something that could be enshrined, that could be respected, that could be called as a reflection of Christ's life? Now let us see his life, what kind of a life he led. We read Bible, we carry Bible everywhere, and even I saw the Bible in the hotel as if it's a part of the thing, like a soap is kept in Bible. Of course, I read it. I don't know how many read it. But then it doesn't become to say you are a Sahaja Yogi if through his connection you have not received any one of his qualities. For example, this is now connected to the mains, so you are getting electricity through it. This doesn't give electricity to the mains, but it receives. So you have to receive something from him. And what you have to receive is the qualities that he had. You might say, because Mother, he was divine. He was the Son of God. But he was also son of his mother. And you are also son of your mother. So mediocrity in our character cannot say that we are connected with Christ because there is no energy of Christ flowing in you. When the energy of Christ flows through you, you express it. Like yesterday the gentleman was playing, and I think the power of Saraswati started flowing in him. And how beautifully he played. He couldn't control his fingers. He said, it's all happening here, I don't know how. So throughout, if you see his life, he was a person who was all the time bothered about the benevolence of the world. How clearly he went and talked to the priests and told them that you don't understand me because you are blind. He told them that he knows his father and his father knows him, but you do not know me nor you know your father. So openly, blatantly, he was talking. He was not afraid that he will go to jail. He was not afraid that by saying such a thing, the ego of others will be challenged. Because he was not pretentious. He was not doing something that was not truthful. He was telling the truth. And truth has that capacity to express itself through your personality. But do we really believe in ourselves? Do we really believe that we are Sajogis? That we can talk to people as Christ could talk to them? At a very young age of 12 years, he could go and talk to the priests. What courage! There was no need for him. He should have really got married, like Sajogis do, and settled down with his wife and children nicely. Because the main headache for Sajogis seems to be the marriage and their children. He never married. He was so precious that he didn't want to waste his time with these things. He died so young, he knew he had to die. So, in his life, you see, he was not a mundane type of personality, not mundane, not ordinary. I mean, he spoke with such confidence, with such knowledge of truth that people did believe him, had to believe. They couldn't help it. This power you too have, and you can do the same. But the way he used his power, why can't we use? Because we are not intense about it. Our attention is on something else, which is quite frivolous, which is useless. All right, we are Sajogis. So what do we think? First thing we'll think, now today is a puja, what should I wear? Then I haven't yet pressed my clothes, or my sari is not all right. I have to match it, and how to dress up. All these frivolous things first come to our house, our brain. Or in the morning when you get up in your ashrams or anywhere, what do you think? If it was Christ, he would say, I'm sleeping still. I have to meditate. I have to be one with the divine. He would not say, no, the divine will look after it, it's all right. The divine will meditate for me. Yeah. After all, Parama Chaitanya, it has to meditate. Why should we meditate? We are all Sajogis. Everything is Saj. So let the divine meditate for us. We can't get up in the morning. It's difficult. We can't. You see, just can't. But then you can't be a Sajogi. You are supposed to be connected with all the deities, not only Christ. And here you can't even get out of your bed to meditate. While all the deities are already up there, waiting for you to get up, that's all. They can't understand what's happening to these Saj Yogis. How can they be so low? After all, Mother must have given them realization, thinking them to be something great. How did they get realization? They are so ordinary, so mundane, so useless. The deities start wondering, why Mother gave them realization? Because a person who cannot enjoy his meditation cannot be a Saj Yogi. That's the first sign of a Saj Yogi, that he looks forward to that time when he can meditate. That is the time you are really in connection with the divine and you enjoy the most. Whenever I get a chance, I go into it. I find it so difficult to come out of it. For today, it happened to me. I was thinking that I'll have to struggle out for this puja. I'll have to work it out. I don't know how will I get out of this meditative mood. But it surprises so many people. It's brought something for me to. How people are meditating. Especially so many Indians told me this thing. It's something very surprising. That they are supposed to be meditating and immediately they get up. What cakes, what things, what have you cooked, this, that. There's no slumber of meditation in them. They just start thinking about food. How can that be? It's the way you cannot get out of your sleep. In the same way, a Saj Yogi cannot get out of his meditative mood. It's so enjoyable. You want to be there. So one of the signs that you are not yet anywhere near Saj Yoga is that if you cannot enjoy your meditation. Imagine if you enjoy a television show or anything, you have to see it, isn't it? You cannot just say, all right, I'm sleeping now and I'm enjoying the television. So you have to be awakened to it. But that awakening is within. And there you see your own connection. It's a joy that I cannot describe really. There's only one word for that, is Nirananda. It's just, Nira means only the joy, absolute joy. And who would like to give up the joy for what? For a cake or for a tea or this? Just think of it. The joy is so deep, so intense, so beautiful. I don't know what else to say. You have not tasted the ambrosia. There was said as if the ambrosia is trickling down on your tongue. It's like that, the taste of it. But what I find, that the depth we have not touched, which is within us. All of you have that depth. That not that you don't have. I have not given you realization because you are just there, here, because you have that depth within you. You are special people with that depth. But you haven't touched it. It shows you haven't touched it. Supposing it's like a well full of water, but you are still dangling somewhere in the middle. You haven't yet touched that depth. Because once you get into that, you get completely drenched and lost. But if that is not the situation, that shows that you are still somewhere dangling in between, and any time you can come high and dry. So you have to judge yourself. This is the time for you to judge. You are in connection with Christ. He achieved his resurrection, by which we have to achieve our resurrection. But what have we done to achieve that resurrection which he has achieved? He intensely lived a life of complete sacrifice and complete concentration towards one goal, that he has to achieve the resurrection. Nothing else was important to him. All that attention was on one thing, that I have to achieve this resurrection, I have to get crucified, and I have to be resurrected, because the whole world has to be resurrected. But Sajogis, I don't know how many think that way. How many think that dedication is needed? And the best part of it, that is so joy-giving. Every step you move forward is so joy-giving. The sinking in that well is so very joy-giving. It's not painful. You don't have to crucify yourself. You don't have to carry the cross. He's done it for you. So what do you sacrifice? Is your laziness. When it comes to the satisfaction of ego, people are overactive. They are like bullets then. And when it is the satisfaction of their physical comfort, they become, I don't know. We had one Rakshasa called Kumbhakarna, who used to sleep for 6 months and used to be awake 6 months. But here I see people sleep for 12 months. What do you call them? Then they say, Mother, we can't keep awake. Why? Because you are not meditating. You are not one with Christ.
So we can carry on keeping our attention in Sahasrara. Keeping our attention on enlightening the Sahasrara of the whole universe, of the whole world. And in doing so, of course, all the heavens open up and give us their help in actually taking people out of the darkness into the light. So we forget about our own problems, we forget about our catches, but also we have to be forgiving towards ourselves, forgive all any entities which are actually getting you caught up inside, forgive our bad habits, forgive our weaknesses, and forgive everyone. Even the slightest unforgiveness will get this agya caught up. So we need to be absolutely become an ocean of forgiveness. So much that the agya just gets filled with love, with light, and the heart is consequently strengthened by this forgiveness. So we can stay a few minutes just completely silent and let those words that Srimadaji has just said to us, just trickle down into our whole being and permeate our whole being. Maybe we can have that flute music, Kasturi, and it can be actually, you can also fix your receptors at a low volume so that it doesn't disturb your meditation but just enhance it. Maybe we can give ourselves a bandhan together. We'll raise our Kundalini first. So thank you all for having attended this really beautiful meditation together. I think our collective strength is fantastic and really very powerful. Thank you all, and thanks, Kasturi, for organizing this. And see you again next week.
All of you are in my heart. And I love you very much. And I want you people to come as soldiers to fight with me.